Open up everything!
Good morning, Ben.
Good morning, Asher. The NHL trade deadline officially passed yesterday afternoon. It was a quiet one for the Maple Leafs, who made one more small move, trading for Dryden Hunt to Calgary in exchange for AHL forward Radim Sahorna. For head coach Sheldon Keefe and his group, nothing is changing with their focus.
It looks good. I don't think it's any different. Obviously, in terms of the trade deadline, I don't think that was a factor. And we, scheduled late enough in the day that had passed, and so many of our moves came early. I think there was a pretty strong sense that there wasn't going to be anything major happening with our group.
Elsewhere, the Devils acquired Curtis Lazar from Vancouver. The Jets picked up Vladimir Nemesnikov from the Sharks. The Leafs get set to wrap up their West Coast road trip tonight in Vancouver. Matt Murray expected to start face-off 7 o'clock on Hockey Night in Canada and Sportsnet. On the hardwood, the Raptors are in Washington for a rematch with the Wizards, who beat them just 2 nights ago, 119-108. Toronto 31-33. Game and a half back of the Hawks for 8th in the East. Tip goes at 5 o'clock. TFC is back on the pitch in MLS action for their second game of the season. They're looking for that first win as they'll visit Atlanta United FC. Winger Lorenzo Insigne listed as questionable. Kickoff at 7:30. Mike McEwen's Ontario rink set to meet Brad Gushu in Canada tonight in Draw 3 from the Tim Hortons Brier. That will go at 7. Draw 2 gets underway at 2 o'clock. Sports at 15:45 past every hour, anytime at sportsnet.ca.
Kalani Kitchen and Bob, how can I help you?
I'm looking for a Brizo beverage faucet in Lux Gold. Do you have that in stock?
Yes, we actually have all the gold faucets in stock.
Even the pull-down prep faucet with arch spout?
Yep, we've got that too.
Thanks. And by the way, why is the sign at your Barrie location upside down?
Well, that's just because our price is upside down too. Kalani Kitchen and Bob. Visit kalani.ca for your nearest location. Get a fresh start this year at TSC with amazing savings on top brands and products to help you reach your goals. So, pump up your music, get moving, have fun, or show your skin some love today. Discover new offers and interest-free Easy Pay on everything you need to get off to a great start this year. Shop now at tsc.ca. Today's shopping choice.
City News Time 7:49. The head of the United Nations nuclear watchdog is meeting with officials in Iran. The meeting comes just days after it was revealed that the Islamic Republic was enriching particles of uranium to near weapons-grade levels. Alarm bells were sounded earlier this week when the Vienna-based International Atomic Energy Agency reported uranium particles enriched up to 83.7% were found in Iran's underground Fordo nuclear site.
It does look quite pretty out there with the snowfall, but yeah, lots to clean up today. For tomorrow, expect a mix of sun and cloud. It's going to be very mild. Your high +7. Just some morning flurries in the forecast. As we head to Monday, we are tracking some more light snowfall on the way. That should start Monday evening. Adding to that snowpack, we could see another 5 to 10 centimeters. Right now, very light snowfall continues. It's -1 at Pearson and downtown. It feels closer to -7. Your guaranteed high today, +2.
For over 55 years, Green Park has built more than 80,000 homes and condos that people can rely on and trust. And while we've said it in many different ways over the years, from we built it better to where you belong to the better builder, it's always meant the same thing. Green Park is the people's builder, building low-rise and high-rise communities across the GTA. Visit us today at greenpark.com.
The worst of it's behind us, but there's
No, I
still
don't
about
need
an
to
hour
trade,
left
sorry.
of this winter storm. We will have more on the aftermath at the top of the hour.
City News is looking for great athletes, community ambassadors, and awesome people.
Do you know the next sports superstar?
Thank you very much.
Or someone in sport who's making a difference in their community?
Nominate them for the City News 680 Athlete of the Week at toronto.citynews.ca/athlete. We'll feature them on City News 680.
Telling their story and shining a light on what's good in our community.
The City News 680 Athlete of the Week, exclusively on City News 680. Everywhere.
Your business report's 1 minute away.
When it comes to forklifts and warehouse equipment, your #1 dealer in Canada is All Lift. #1 for forklift sales and rentals. All Lift. #1 for scrubbers and sweepers. All Lift. And number 1 for low cost and easy maintenance. All Lift. All Lift specializes in unit carriers, combi lift, and aisle master, plus factory cat scrubbers and sweepers, and a complete warehouse and design and setup division. For 4 Ontario locations, visit all-lift.net.
License number 10530. Do you have a high interest rate, first or second mortgage with a trust company, private lender, credit union, or bank? Call Anton. Do you want to refinance your home to pay down high interest rate debt? Call Anton. Are you self-employed or having credit challenges? Call Anton. Anton Darmasilan, mortgage agent with Mortgage Alliance, can assist you. Call 647-40-ANTON. He's available until midnight every day, including weekends and holidays. That's 647-40-ANTON. Or visit AntonMortgage.com.
Now the business report.
I'm Chris McCusker. Words matter. That's an over 10-point takeaway from a Randstad Canada survey of 1,500 job seekers, and corporate Canada should take note. Nick Montesano is Executive Vice President for Central Region.
Word phrasing and terminology that we elect to use in job postings matter in terms of the level and quantity of applicants that we receive. And I'll say this too, and we look at immigration as an example and how important immigration is for filling those vacant jobs that we have in Canada. Immigrants, for example, especially those that have come to Canada in the last 15 years, really value flexibility. They value flexibility in their work scheduling. For whatever reason, it's just more so than those native to Canada or have been here for a longer period of time.
But flexibility is being mentioned a lot.
You know, when I open some postings on the weekend and I look at just the nature of a job posting, some organizations do a great job and get it, while others still load language like must have, need to have, and just feel very rigid in how they post. Other things like salary information, almost half of respondents said that seeing salary information in a job posting is really important, and right next to it was flexibility.
And some other terms don't sit well with young people.
The term "we are family," sort of that turns them off a little bit, and I think the perception is that this language is boundary crossing and blurs the lines between personal and professional relationships that are required. May also skew kind of the level of, or at least for that younger generation, skew what's expected from them, from the organization in terms of, for example, loyalty and commitment. Another one, willing to take on leadership responsibilities. Well, there's certain ambiguity in that in terms of not quite understanding what that actually means.
Nick Montesano is with Randstad Canada. And at the City News Business Center, I'm Chris McCusker.
The all-new Princess Margaret Home Lottery is here with an incredible $8.2 million grand prize, featuring the King City Show Home, built by Green Park Group. With over 8,000 square feet of living space, this show home boasts a chef-inspired kitchen, a stunning principal suite, a 3-season lanai, and so much more. Awarded with a Tesla Model Y, plus $1 million cash. Buy now at PrincessMargaretLotto.com. Play responsibly. Raffle number 1277222. Now is the time to stream more Maple Leafs down the stretch drive. Centers across, scores! Get thousands of out-of-market NHL games, the Stanley Cup playoffs, and more with a new Sportsnet Now Premium 6-month pass. Your order is score! It's a beauty! And the Blue Jays baseball experience. Now is the time to score the best value deal available. Subscribe today at SNNow.ca. Available for a limited time only.
Winter storm warning remains in effect from everywhere, from about, let's say Niagara region up to Muskoka, all the way across to Cornwall and Ottawa. Not a fun drive right now. Avoid the roads if you can. It's -1, feeling like -8. This is CFTR City News at 8 o'clock.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680. Everywhere.
Good morning. It is Saturday, March the 4th. I'm Cable Lee.
I'm Asher Ross. Here's what's making news right now.
Well, it's a messy drive out there on the road. The winter storm warning is still in effect for Toronto. Some light snow still falling. Flights canceled, roads a mess, many city facilities closed for the day. The impacts of the winter storm are being felt across the GTA as the cleanup begins.
Who will become the new leader and how? The Ontario Liberals will decide today. Call it a
posted specifying it can't seal to the general public.
Following the trade deadline, the Leafs get set for the Canucks in Vancouver. The Raptors have a date with Washington. TFC on the road in Atlanta. Sports at 15.
And coming up in business, Buick is designing concept cars with an eye to the future. And many of these innovations are quickly making it into the current model lineup.
City News Time 8:01.
Time for traffic and weather together on the ones. Here's Ari Rabinovich.
This report is brought to you by Shoppers Drug Mart. A number of collisions and stalled vehicles on the highways, mostly related to the weather. Stay off the roads if you don't have to be driving right now. But on the East 401 and Highway 25, at last check, the right lane blocked for a collision. At the Georgetown Parkway, that one's reportedly been cleared away. But at Mavis and the Collectors, the left lane still blocked with a stalled vehicle. Also East 401, east of the 427, in the left lane, a new collision here. The southbound Markham Road ramp to the East 401 is closed because of a stalled vehicle, and also a stall on the East 401 at Port Union, and the transfer to the Express. That's where the right lane is blocked. The on-ramps to the westbound 401 from northbound Kennedy and northbound Leslie are closed. That's because of stalled vehicles and poor driving conditions. We also have westbound 401 at Weston in the Express. The left lane reportedly blocked off for another collision here with crews on the scene. Now on the southbound 427, we did have a collision at Rathburn in the Express cleared away, but now there's a collision south 427 south of the 401. Two right lanes are blocked with MTO crews on the scene. And on the northbound 427, approaching Burnhamthorpe in the Collectors, another crash in two left lanes. Get a 20,000 points offer to use at Shoppers Drug Mart today. Get the PC Optimum app to load your offer. See digital coupon for details. And at the City News Traffic Center, I'm Ari Rabinovich.
City News Time 8:03.
It's Saturday to sleep in and stay home if you can. Toronto waking up to a whole lot of snow, slippery roads, and even some downed tree branches.
The City News 680 Extreme Weather Center is open. It's brought to you by Subaru. Welcome to Uncommon Winter Capability. Our Michelle Nelson joins us live with just what we can expect as we get later into this morning. Michelle.
Oh yeah, well this Texas low really passed at times. We saw a lot of heavy snowfall, lightning, and then even thunder last night. Some areas waking up today to 20 to 30 centimeters on the ground, and it's heavy snow out there, so take your time cleaning up today. The worst of this is over, but we do still have some winter storm warnings in place. We are expecting those to drop this morning. We've already started to see that for southwestern portions of the province. Hamilton has just been dropped from that winter storm warning. So only some light snowfall to worry about right now. That's going to end around 9 a.m. So, in fact, we're really just not looking at too much at all. Another hour of some active weather, and then things really clear out. The winds will remain gusty out of the north, gusts to about 50 kilometers per hour. So blowing snow still an issue today on the roads. And then by this afternoon, we will clear out. We're actually going to see some sunshine. Right now, some light snowfall. It's -1 at Pearson and downtown. Your guaranteed high today is +2. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Nelson.
Well, it's a tricky travel day in the GTA, whether you're driving, walking, hopping on transit, or planning to fly out. The snow impacting a number of city services as well. Our Erica Corstal joins us live with what you need to know. Erica.
Caitlin, yes, the storm's impacts are certainly being felt this morning, and the city took a proactive approach ahead of it hitting. Transportation services, snowplows, and forestry crews are out clearing snow, applying salt, and clearing fallen branches, but it may take a while for some areas to be cleared. As you've been hearing from Ari in traffic, the roads are messy, and this traffic spotter tells us what he is seeing on his drive this morning.
We may have lost Erica there. We'll come back in a moment. But first, if you must head out in your vehicle, prepare for a difficult trip. Let's head back to the traffic center and our Ari Rabinovich. Ari.
Yeah, Caitlin, it's just one of those days where you want to stay off the roads if you can. It's just not ideal as far as driving conditions go. This might be one of those days where you wish you had that four-wheel drive kind of choice in your vehicle. And if you have the choice, take those winter tires and use them. This is the day where
if you chose to put winter tires on, you'll be happy you did. We have very thick banks of snow, especially on city streets, side streets, and major roadways off the highways are still being plowed as we speak. Major highways mostly are plowed, although they still are out there, and the on and off ramps are a bit of a tricky situation as well. Very slick conditions. That's where we're getting numerous reports of stalled vehicles, vehicles spinning out and hitting snowbanks. We have tow trucks all over the place reporting all of these number of stalled vehicles on the highways, getting a lot of calls to the traffic center as well about these issues. So even if you're a good driver, if you have your winter tires, and if you have four-wheel drive, you might have the best situation, but it's still not ideal. So stay off the roads, wait it out. That's your best bet right now. At the City News Traffic Center, I'm Ari Rabinovich.
And let's check back in now with our Erica Coristal, who is taking a look at the impact of this storm and how it's affecting city services. Erica.
Asher, yes, like we've been saying, the roads are very messy this morning, and the TTC says 41 bus stops have been closed, but extra bus service has been added to 10 of those bus routes. Some routes are also detouring this morning because of conditions. Line 3 Scarborough was taken out of service last night until further notice, with shuttle buses running between Kennedy and McCowan stations. Now, ahead of the storm, the city also decided to close its rec centers, public libraries, 4 cultural centers, and all 10 of its history museums today. So if you're planning to go anywhere, you might just want to stay home and enjoy the snow day that way. The Toronto Zoo, however, says it's hoping to open today at noon. Pearson Airport canceled hundreds of flights last night and into this morning. WestJet grounded all of its incoming and outgoing flights until this morning, pending conditions. And Bailey Bishop says several of their flights for today have been canceled as well. So travelers are being reminded to check their flight status before heading to the airport. Stay tuned to CNews 680 as we continue to bring you the latest updates from this storm. Reporting live, Erica Corsel, City News.
Thanks, Erica. City News time, 8:07. Members of Ontario's Liberal Party, meantime, are gathering this weekend for their annual general meeting. At the meeting, they'll have a couple of big decisions to make, including the selection of a new party executive and determining how and when to select their new leader. Former leader Stephen Del Duca resigned last year after the Liberals failed for a second time in a row to secure enough seats to have official party status in the legislature.
You are listening to City News. A major reversal from a BC pot company which caused quite the stir after saying it had obtained the legal right from Health Canada to sell cocaine. Our Martin McMahon has more from Vancouver.
In its retraction, the township of Langley-based firm says the statements it issued last month cannot be relied upon. It comes after several high-level politicians, including BC Premier David Eby, spoke out against what they called the company's misrepresentation of its Health Canada license.
We need to be in line with the federal government in addressing the toxic drug supply in our strategy around people that are facing serious addiction issues, and we can't afford missteps. So we need public confidence in what we're doing.
And Astra's new statement specifies its selling restrictions, namely to eligible pharmacists, practitioners, hospitals, or the holders of exemptions for research purposes. Martin McMahon, City News.
Your gas price update is next.
City News time, 8:09.
Toronto's #1
For breaking news, traffic, and weather.
This is City News 680. Everywhere. This portion of the news is brought to you by the Herzig Eye Institute.
Hi, I'm Sherry Taft, co-founder of the Herzig Eye Institute. Did you know that wanting to play their favorite sports better is the #1 reason people have their vision corrected? Let our team of world-class surgeons help you improve your golf, your tennis, and yes, your hockey. See if one of our high-definition vision procedures is right for you. Google Herzig Eye Institute. Call us for a consultation. There's no charge. Look after yourself. Promise me.
Now the City News gas price update, and presents the price went up a cent at midnight to $1.48.9 a liter at most GTA stations. Traffic and weather is next.
Kudos Pick Your Perk plans let you choose the free perk that makes you happy. But with options like rollover data, speed boost, and more, I had to be sure I was picking the perfect perk for me. Naturally, I consulted my wisest, most trusted advisor, Mr. Meatball. Didn't help at all. So I said, hey, sometimes I don't use all my data. Let's go with rollover data. A great choice by me, if I say so myself. To learn more, visit us in store or go to kudo.com today. Conditions apply.
It's a brand new year. Are you ready to face it with a smile? Your oral health is important to your overall health, and no one knows this better than the dentists at 123dentist.com. That's why with over 50 local neighborhood clinics in and around the GTHA, 123 Dentist is the best way to find a dentist you can trust. So visit 123dentist.com and get to know why our motto is "We'll make you smile." 123dentist.com.
City News Time, 8:11. Time for traffic and weather. Together on the ones, here's Ari Rabinovich.
This report is brought to you by Don Valley North Toyota. And yes, let's start with the Don Valley Parkway. And it's northbound at Dundas. We just got an update from Toronto Transportation that the fallen tree is still here. And again, northbound Don Valley Parkway at Dundas, the right lane is blocked through the areas. Only a slight delay. I will say, to be fair, that volume is very light everywhere in the GTA, but that doesn't mean that everything's moving well because of the snow and poor driving conditions. Everything is slow in general, but not too many cars on the road. So that's at least a bit of good news. It definitely is not ideal. If you don't have to drive right now, your best bet is to wait things out. So we got this issue northbound at Dundas, but also on the North 404, the ramp to Steeles. It hasn't really been plowed enough. Their ramp lanes are pretty much blocked with a big snowbank. So some traffic is able to make their way through just north of that embankment, but take extra caution through the area. I'm going to tweet out a picture of that very shortly. It's a tricky situation. On the 400, we had briefly had some issues northbound at King Road. They've been cleared away. The ramp from the ramp to Langstaff, reportedly, there's a jackknife snowplow on that ramp, according to a traffic spotter. On the eastbound 401 at Highway 25, the right lane's still blocked to the collision. At Mavis and the Collectors, the left lane's blocked for a stalled vehicle. Another collision on the east 401, east of the 427, blocking the left lane. In Scarborough, the ramp from southbound Markham Road to the east 401 is closed, has been for quite some time because of a stall. And the ramp at Fort Union, the transfer to the Express, the right lane's blocked here for a stalled vehicle. Now for the west 401, the on-ramps to the west 401 from northbound Kennedy and northbound Leslie are closed because of emergency road work and a stalled vehicle in those respective areas. And then west 401 at Weston in the Express, a new collision in two left lanes, so try to stay with the Collectors if anything. Also on the north 427 approaching Burnhamthorpe in the Collectors, two left lanes blocked here with the collision. On the southbound 427 south of the 401, that collision has been completely cleared away but replaced by a 410 problem. This is on the southbound 410 at Queen Street. That's where we have the left lane blocked off. Don Valley North Toyota is a state-of-the-art automotive experience. Visit the showroom or online anytime at DonValleyNorthToyota.com, a division of Wayne's Auto Group. And now with the forecast, Michelle, please tell me there's no more snow coming.
Thanks, Ari. Yeah, I finally have some good news for you. So that light snowfall we're seeing right now, that's going to ease by about 9 a.m. We are in the clear. So finally, time to clean up. Some areas really have about 20 to 30 centimeters of heavy snow on the ground. So give yourself some time shoveling. It's not going to be fun today. Those winter storm warnings do remain in place, but we're expecting those to drop. In fact, we're already seeing those drop to the southwest. Hamilton has now been dropped from that. That light snowfall that we're seeing, not very much. Gusty winds out of the north, so expect some blowing snow on the roads to continue this morning. But by this afternoon, we'll even get into some sunshine. Your high today will be +2, and then tomorrow a mix of sun and cloud. Just a few flurries in the morning, but really a gorgeous day. And it's going to be quite mild. We're expecting your daytime high tomorrow to be +7. Right now, some very light snow. It's -1 at Pearson and downtown. Your guaranteed high today, 2 degrees.
City News Time, 8:14. If you're a certain age, you might remember this old public service announcement from the province. It contains an important message you can use as you navigate the snowy roads today.
It was a tongue-in-cheek PSA released by Ontario's Department of Highways in 1972.
You'll be glad to know that we're working on a snowplow that goes faster than any car on the road.
The predecessor to today's MPO proposing a faster way to clear that snow and ice.
This is the new PolarJet High Lift Ice Ball Special. It's some snowplow. How'd she go, Ted? Sure didn't get stuck in the dadgum snow. Few bugs to iron out yet.
But they never could quite get that new plow to work.
In the meantime, we'll have to go with the old model snowplow, which goes considerably slower than most people drive. So, when you see the flashing blue light, slow down. We're plowing the road.
A good rule to follow on days like today. With an eye on your drive, I'm Kyle Hawking.
We might be living with inflation for a while, but overall, it seems to have settled into something more stable. So now is a good time to plan out and balance the rest of your life. Maybe there's something you'd like to get done. It's nice to know a flexi line from Capital Direct can let you do that. Could you use 80,000, 180,000, or even 1.8 million? Reach out to us. We're here to work for you before, during, and after you set up your flexi line. Call Capital Direct today at 1-800-NEW-CAPITAL. Oh no, I can't be out of ink. Not now.
Megatech.
Why do I do this to myself? Oh, what's that printer that comes with 30 times the ink?
Megatech.
Yes, it's a Canon Megaphone.
Megatech.
It's a Canon printer. It comes with like $2,000 worth of ink. Prints me over 7,700 color pages. Megawatt?
Listen to the voice in your head and get a Canon Megatank printer, so you don't have to think about ink for a long, long time. Canon Megatank printers available at Best Buy, Amazon, and Staples.
Toronto's news. Now, this is City News 680. Everywhere.
Some light snow still falling in downtown Toronto. It's -1, feels like -8 this hour. The snow is easing up, as we heard Michelle Nelson say earlier. But the cleanup has just begun. A winter storm warning in place for Toronto as plows try to clear the roads. Be sure to check ahead. As well, if you're taking the TTC or headed to Pearson today, there are cancellations, schedule changes due to the weather. The Ontario Liberals are meeting this weekend to decide how a leadership contest should be decided. And coming up after sports, if you're dreaming of going to California to escape the snow, not so fast. There's also a lot of snow there. Now sports, here's Ben Lewis.
Good morning, Caitlin. The NHL trade deadline is officially passed. A rather quiet one, considering we had so many moves over the past couple weeks. Maple Leafs making one final deal yesterday, sending forward Dryden Hunt to Calgary in exchange for Radim Zohorna. The 26-year-old forward Zohorna had 29 points with AHL Calgary this season. Kyle Dubas commented on the strength of the group.
Obviously, through the trade deadline, made a number of different transactions over the course of the last several weeks that we feel sets our team up competitively, gives us the depth that we need at all positions to compete come playoff time, and that was the goal.
And the Maple Leafs are in action tonight, visiting the Canucks as they ramp up their West Coast road trip. Face off 7 o'clock on Hockey Night in Canada, and Sportsnet. Matt Murray expected to get the start in goal. Last night, Edmonton doubled up Winnipeg 6-3. 3 assists from Connor McDavid in the victory. The Ducks beat Montreal 3-2. On the hardwood, the Raptors close out a home-and-home in Washington against the Wizards, and they'll try to regroup after falling 119-108 the other night. Two teams are currently tied for 9th place in the Eastern Conference standings. Tip goes at 5 o'clock today. Toronto FC's back on the pitch looking for their first win of the MLS season. They're visiting Atlanta United FC. Winger Lorenzo Insigne nursing a lower leg injury. He's listed as questionable. Kickoff is at 7:30, and the Tim Hortons Briar will continue from London today with draw 2 at 2 o'clock. At 7, Mike McEwen's Ontario rink will meet Brad Gushu and Team Canada. Sports at 15:45 past every hour or anytime at sportsnet.ca.
Hey there. Are higher interest rates preventing you from becoming a real estate investor? Hi, I'm Todd Z. Slater, the Simple Investor. Join me on Thursday, April the 27th at 7 p.m. for our Simple Seminar webinar. Learn how to own investment real estate in this higher interest rate market, and we'll be announcing a new release with positive cash flow. To register, go to thesimpleinvestor.com. The Simple Investor. We make the world a real estate investment simple.
Sometimes wishes do come true. You can now fly Porter Airlines to Vancouver, Calgary, and Edmonton from Toronto Pearson. More time to enjoy Porter's warm service to Western Canada. Our all-economy flights include stress-free boarding, free snacks and beverages, and no middle seats for everyone. On longer flights, fresh meal options, free fast Wi-Fi, and easy charges. Look at flyporter.com. Porter, naturally enjoy economy.
Well, since this Canada's seen so much snow in southern California, a late February blast of Arctic air continues to produce a rare blizzard east of LA, the San Bernardino Mountains. Here's DeMarco Morgan from ABC.
Officials say it could take
trickled in. A lot of people have been volunteering and coming again with, food and supplies, even, snow plows trying to help out the community. But again, the ask is help us now.
California's governor declared a state of emergency in San Bernardino and 12 other counties earlier this week, authorizing the National Guard to mobilize. Traffic and weather next. Discover China's four top hits of the speech Shenyang, a performance that truly matters. This is what you've been waiting for. Enjoy Shenyang's unforgettable dance and music. You'll come away revitalized and filled with hope. About this production, it's the best treat for you and your loved ones. Coming to Hamilton, Mississauga, and Toronto, March 21st to April 9th. Tickets at shenyang.com. That's SHENYUN.com. And check this season. Well, this is an exciting time for the Chesterfield Shop. Yes, Steve, this is the year that we mark our 75th year in business in this wonderful community.
And I just read that 75 years represents a platinum celebration.
It might be platinum, but our reputation for selection, service, and savings is gold. The Chesterfield Shop, you'll never stop.
Visit any of our 6 great locations to celebrate and save during our 75th anniversary sale.
Now, traffic and weather, here is Ari Rabinovich.
This report is brought to you by your local Ontario Subaru dealers. A very busy drive right now, but I will say that volume is fairly light overall. It's just there's a lot of issues with stalled vehicles and collisions and snowy conditions on the roadways. It's mainly concerning the on and off ramps because plows are working very hard to plow the actual highways themselves. Once they're at suitable driving conditions, they'll move on to more of the ramp situations and then onto city streets and then side streets. So if you can, just wait it out, stay off the roadways. If you have to be out on the road, take extra caution, leave extra space, slow down, especially if you don't have winter tires. It's definitely not ideal to be out there right now. So on the southbound 410 at Queen, the left lane is blocked for a collision, and also the on-ramps from Clark appear to be blocked with multiple vehicles stuck on these ramps. If you're taking the northbound 427 approaching Burnhamthorpe and the collectors, 2 left lanes are blocked with a collision here. On the eastbound 401 at Highway 25, there's still reports of a collision here in the right lane. Also at Mavis and the collectors, the left lane's blocked because of a stall. Another collision on the east 401 east of the 427 in the left lane, and the southbound Markham Road ramp to the east 401 is closed because of a stall. The east 401 at Port Union, the transfer to the Express had a right lane blocked with a stall. That's been cleared away. But on the west 401, the on-ramp from northbound Kennedy and northbound Leslie shut down. We have emergency road work and a stalled vehicle affecting both of those ramps. Also on the west 401 at Weston in the Express, 2 left lanes blocked off for a collision. Collector lane's moving a little better through the area. On the northbound Don Valley Parkway at Dundas, the right lane is blocked off. A tree fell down onto the roadway since last night's storm. And also the north 404 ramp to Steeles. There's still a snowdrift blocking the ramp lanes, although it looks like you can get around it in, let's call it a homemade off-ramp lane. It's definitely not safe right now, so just take extra caution here. And if you're out on the roads right now, otherwise, and come across any other problems, you can give us a call at star 680. We're getting a lot of calls, though, so just pack your patience and just stay off the roads if you don't have to be out there. Owen Winter with legendary standard symmetrical full-time all-wheel drive for uncommon award-winning safety. Visit your Subaru dealer. Now let's visit Michelle Nelson, who's very busy this morning.
Thanks, Ari. Yeah, well, after one of the worst winter storms of this season, bringing us that heavy snowfall, many are out there shoveling already this morning. That is if they're up. Otherwise, it's going to take a while because we're looking at 20 to 30 centimeters of snow on the ground, and it is heavy, wet snow. Not great for the backers there today. We're also picking up some drifting snow. Pearson right now reporting that. Winds are out of the northwest, gusting to about 40 kilometers per hour, so blowing snow will be an issue this morning. But the good news is the worst of it has pushed east. We're looking at some very light snowfall, and we'll begin to see that end really within the next half an hour for the GTA. By 9 a.m., we'll really clear out, and conditions are going to gradually improve. We still have winter storm warnings in place, but we're expecting those to drop. We've already seen them drop for southwestern portions of the province. Then by this afternoon, we are looking great. Some gorgeous sunshine. Temperatures not so bad. Right around seasonal. Your high will be 2. It's just the cleanup that's going to take a lot of work today. For tomorrow, expect a mix of sun and clouds. Your daytime high +7. So that will be nice. A break from the active weather. Just some morning flurries. As we head towards Monday, though, we are tracking more snowfall on the way. Could see 5 to 10 centimeters. That's going to be more of a Monday evening thing, but just adding to that snowpack out there. Right now, we are still picking up some light snowfall downtown. It's 0, -1 at Pearson with drifting snow. It feels like -8. Your guaranteed high today is 2.
On April the 1st, Ottawa plans to raise the tax on beer by another 6%. What do Canadians think?
We don't like it, eh? Go, 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 go. Good day, I'm Bob McKenzie. This is my brother Doug. How's it going, eh? Okay, everything else in Canada is frozen, eh? Freeze the beer tax, too. Come on, MPs. You're elected to serve, so serve the beer. And hold the tax, eh?
A message from Beer Canada. Stop the hike. Visit hereforbeer.ca.
We approve this message, eh? But I don't approve of you. Take off.
Business is next.
This portion of the news is brought to you by TMS Clinics of Canada.
Did you know 1 in 5 Canadians struggle with their mental health? We all deserve to live, laugh, and love life. I'm Dr. Leo Steiner. I've been treating mental health patients for over 30 years, and I'm really excited to tell you about a recent breakthrough in science called TMS. TMS stimulates the brain to help lift that heavy cloud of sadness without medication. To find out if it's right for you, I'd like to offer you a free consultation. Visit tmsofcanada.com. That's tmsofcanada.com.
When you're moving, Todd knows that flexibility matters. Because plans change. Decluttering and renovations take time, and packing is a lot. Instead of a traditional moving truck, Pods delivers portable storage containers right to your driveway. Between moves, you can store with Pods. And if plans change, your dates can too. Get a quote today at pods.ca or by calling 888-939-PODS. Pods Moving and Storage. Trusted with over 5 million moves.
By Tim Demopoulos, Buick unveiled its Wildcat electric vehicle concept at the Canadian International Auto Show earlier this month. The concept offers a window on future Buick design language, but a lot of the innovation has already made it into the current model lineup, including the brand's volume leader, the Encore GX. Kevin Nugared is Buick's design manager.
The Wildcat has a name for the brand, has a very strong history, but most of all, I think Buick as a concept car brand has an even stronger history, which is the brand that created concept cars. All those elements that you see today on the Wildcat is part of the future design strategy for all the vehicles. And you can see like the Encore GX is already adopting those cues. Like the consistency, what you see on the Wildcat, you will see it on the future product.
Although design goals can sometimes conflict with engineering, leveraging the passion the Buick team shares is key to success. Kevin Nugared is with Buick, and at the City News Business Center, I'm Tim Demopoulos.
Concerned about the taste and odor of your home's water? Have confidence drinking purified water from Reliance Home Comfort. With over 80,000 5-star user reviews on Google nationally, trust us to purify your water. Our dedicated experts will assess your needs and recommend the best filtration system for you. For about $1 per day, enjoy purer and better tasting water for all your drinking and cooking needs. So if you're concerned with your home's water, conditions apply. See website for details.
The world is facing a global mental health crisis. That's why at CAMH, we stand together. We bring one another strength. We search for answers that don't yet exist. And if we can't find what we need, we build it. Because here, we don't believe in outsiders. Your donation will help to build our new Research and Discovery Center and a future where no one is left behind. Donate today. Visit camh.ca.
City News Time, 8:30.
Toronto's #1 for breaking news, traffic, and weather. This is City News 680, everywhere.
It's Saturday, the 4th of March. Good morning. I'm Asher Roth.
And I'm Caitlin Lee. Here's what's making news this hour.
You'll hear plenty of laughing little ones, revving snowblowers, and groaning shovelers this morning as the cleanup begins.
Arriving on the city in a moment, first our weather specialist Michelle Nelson joins us with more. Michelle.
Oh yeah, and what a storm it was. We had thunder, lightning, very heavy snow, and it's heavy, wet snow. So lots to clean up. Take breaks out there today. some of us waking up to 20 to 30 centimeters of snowfall on the ground. Now, the worst has ended. We still have some winter storm warnings remaining for the GTA, but we are expecting those to drop because things have really improved. In fact, we're seeing partly cloudy skies downtown Toronto now. Blowing snow still an issue out there. Gusty winds out of the north. What we've seen this morning is just some light snow that has pushed east. In terms of what we saw late in the morning, not a whole lot of accumulation. Most of that fell through the overnight and last night. By the time we get to about 9 a.m., you can expect the GTA to be clear, and that includes eastern sections like Durham region. We're going to see some sunshine this afternoon. Not a bad day overall, but again, watch out for that drifting, blowing snow today. Those winds still pretty gusty out of the north. It's -1 at Pearson, and it's partly cloudy downtown, -1 as well. Your guaranteed high is +2. Reporting live, I'm Michelle Nelson.
And there are still several closures across the city due to the storm as Toronto prepares for this colossal cleanup. Our Erica Corstal joins us live with the latest. Erica.
Asher, yeah, if anyone hasn't looked outside yet this morning, they might be surprised with just how much snow has fallen. Now, the city does have snow clearing operations underway to remove snow and fallen branches. If you're taking transit today, the TTC says 41 bus stops have been closed, and Line 3 Scarborough was taken out of service last night until further notice, with shuttle buses running between Kennedy and McCowan stations. Now, extra bus service has been added to 10 bus routes that will continue into this morning. There are scattered power outages across the GTA from the storm, with Toronto Hydro, Hydro One, and Electra all reporting various outages they are responding to. If you had a flight scheduled for today, then you should definitely check your flight status ahead of time. Pearson and Billy Bishop airports canceled hundreds of flights last night and some today ahead of the storm. The City of Toronto has all 4 of its warming centers open. Outdoor ice rinks will open once services are cleared of snow, and the Toronto Zoo is hoping to open at noon today. However, all of the city's rec centers, public libraries, all 4 cultural centers, and all 10 history museums are closed today. All the more reason to cuddle up inside. Stay with us as we continue to bring you the latest from this storm. Reporting live, Erica Corstal, City News.
City News Weather Alert.
And we have an update now from Environment Canada, the winter storm warning, and all alerts have been dropped for the city of Toronto and for southern Durham region. However, they are still in effect for all of Durham, as well as the northern York region is no longer in place for Halton, Peel, or anywhere west of the city. Stay with us as we continue to follow this storm.
Well, the roads are a rough go in the aftermath of this storm, to say the least. Our Ari Rabinovich has more as we head back to the traffic center. Ari.
Yes, Caitlin, it's been a long morning so far. MTO, Toronto Transportation, working very hard to plow the highways and the on and off ramps. That's actually where I'm seeing most of the issues are the ramps, because they're just they're so snow covered. That's a tough one to say. So if you don't have winter tires, it's definitely not the best time to be out on the roads. In fact, it's just not good driving conditions overall. The best thing you could do is wait it out so that city crews can work to clear these highways, ramps, as well as city streets. But if you do have to be out on the roads right now, expect it to take longer than normal to get where you need to go. Make sure to leave extra space, take it slow, and pack your patience throughout. At the City News Traffic Center, I'm Ari Rabinovich.
This is City News. Ontario Liberals are set to vote today on how to select their new leader. A main item at the annual general meeting today is debating whether to pick a new leader through a delegated convention or to move to a form of direct voting. In 2019, there was a push to move to a one-member vote, one-vote system, but that failed after failing to meet the two-thirds threshold. No one has officially declared their intention to replace Stephen Del Duca, but 3 current politicians have said that they intend to, including Ted Hsu, Nate Erskine-Smith, and Yasser Naqvi.
This is City News 680 at 8:38. The UN is telling world leaders to be prepared for a significant rise in the number of refugees seeking shelter. This following last month's devastating earthquake in Turkey and Syria. It's only added to a series of crises around the world.
Deputy High Commissioner for Refugees Kelly Clement says almost half of the people of Syria were already displaced by civil war when the quake hit. The staff were back.
He's looking at you taking a picture of him. Huh?